Hi there. In this series of videos we're exploring some of the more unusual synthesis techniques available to you in the Peak synth. In this particular patch we're going to explore how we can use the FX modulation matrix to access different controls for the effect engines that we've got in Peak. We're going to use the chorus as a resonator effect, and we're also going to create nice harmonic delays by basically controlling the times of both the chorus and the delay via the modulation matrix. Let's dive right in and start exploring how we can create this patch. Okay, this is quite an elaborate patch and is basically going to be founded on using the effects that we have, but alongside using the effects, actually using the powerful effects modulation matrix. The effects modulation matrix is effectively allowing you to take control of these parameters and modulate from various different sources within Peak itself. So once again, here we start with our familiar sawtooth waveform, and that's going to be a good sort of foundation. I'll just bring down the filter again, as I always kind of like to do here with the sawtooth. And now I'm going to bring up the chorus. Now you can hear with the chorus there, it's really thickening up the sounds. Effectively, the chorus is a very super quick delay, and we can modulate that with the rate, just to give a very nice kind of wobbly sound. But with this particular patch, we're actually going to stop the chorus altogether. So if I turn it to 0, in actual fact, it's just not going to modulate at all. It's just going to be a held chorus position. And this means we can actually turn it into a resonator. So if I go to my effects menu here, and I go all the way back to the chorus page here, I'm going to bring up the chorus feedback now. Okay. So the chorus feedback is there. And we can hear this kind of rather dissonant kind of chorusing effect. Now, for this patch, what I want to do is actually start to control the chorus, but from an LFO. So I'm going to move over to my mod matrix, effects mod matrix, and I'm going to choose one of the available LFOs. We'll go for LFO 3, and I'm going to choose the destination to be the chorus depth. Now, if I apply some of this to it, we'll have a listen. Now, it might clip a little bit, but let's just double check. So watch your levels. If it gets a bit too tasty, we can just sort of back it off a bit. And also now, I need to go to my LFO and just double check. Yeah, the LFO is stopped as well. So let's just sync that. Let's put that onto, I don't know, let's go for 8 beats here. That's basically 2 bars. So now you can hear that resonator really start to kick in now, but we're using a triangle LFO here, and actually I want to get something a little bit more kind of random, a little bit more almost sort of almost musical in a random kind of way as well. So let's go for a sample and hold. Maybe we'll increase the speed of the LFO now, just so we get a bit more of a pronounced effect. And you can really hear now how that chorus is starting to take hold. If I want to change the sound, the timbre of the resonator, I can do so by bringing up the rate. So it's actually moving now, whereas previously it wasn't. And if I stop it, now you'll see I've stopped it in a different kind of position in its phase. And we can actually start to use that to shape the sound. So that's kind of the first part of what we're going to do. Now I'm actually going to bring down the oscillators and go into a bit of self-resonance here with the filter. So let's just bring that down a touch. Okay, so that's getting quite beefy in sound now. And I'm going to go through to my delay. Now, if I just turn the delay on, put a bit of time on here, a bit of feedback. I don't know if you can hear here, but basically the delay is not actually reacting to what's going on with the chorus. And that's because of the positioning of these effects blocks. So if I go through to my effects page, back to the very first page, you'll see that my routing is parallel, so effectively the filter itself, oscillation, is hitting all of the effects at the same time. But actually what I want to do is to get the chorus running into the delay and then into the reverb. That way all the movement of the chorus can actually start to be delayed as well. Let's bring it down a touch. Okay, now perhaps a bit too much feedback there for the minute, and I've brought the time right down. Now I'm going to go back to my delay page and I'm going to change the slew rate. Now the slew rate is effectively how long it takes between the time parameter to change between two values. So if I have a high slew rate, it's going to slowly move between them. If I have a zero slew rate, it's going to basically be an instant move to that position. So now we've got a slew rate of 0. You can hear that starting to take care. Now what I want to do now is to get something to control this time parameter. And again, if I go to my mod matrix now, I can go to here and we'll choose LFO4. We'll go to the destination and we'll go to delay time and we'll put a bit of depth on there as well. So let's just have a quick listen to how it's sounding now. Go to my LFO4, which I believe is probably stopped. Yep, so let's again go for a synced rate on this. We'll go for something a little bit more. So you can hear now we've got this kind of, this sort of sound happening where we've got this kind of harmonic delay going on as well. Let's bring down the amp envelope a little bit so we've got a nice kind of picky sound. And now if I turn on an arpeggiator, we should start to get a nice kind of sound. This is being generated by the filter and running through the effects. Again, this is really quite nice as a sort of a sound effect kind of sound. But we can get some nice kind of interesting things going on as well if we start to use the LFO to control the filter. Once again, we're set to a triangle here, so I'm going to go down to a sample and hold, put it to a sync, and put that sync rate to, let's say, 8 notes. And you can hear now we've got a really quite a nice self-generative patch. We're doing a lot of interesting stuff here with the effects. The chorus is acting as a resonator. The delay is really acting as, I would say, like a harmonic delay effect now. In fact, let's take the chorus out. We can play around with the time here as well. Maybe a bit with the feedback. Bring the chorus back in. There we are. We've explored how we can use the effects modulation matrix to control the parameters in the effects section of the synth. We can use the chorus now as a resonator, and also by controlling the timing of the delay, we can create some nice harmonic delay effects as well. It really is a lot of fun to work in this area on the synth, so go ahead and explore. Thanks very much for watching.